Hi guys, what's up? It is Brianna Muller-Green, co-owner of Design4Dollars.com, and I am here with an amazing pod spotlight opportunity. I have some guests here that I need to introduce. First of all, we have my mysterious partner in crime, Aaron. We sometimes hear on videos with his smooth voice. And we have a special guest, Alex, from CustomCat. So I know I'm
everybody
so excited. I'm super excited to talk to Alex because Aaron has been talking to me forever about how great CustomCat is, and of course it was on my to-do list. And then I ventured over there and said, "Where the heck have they been all my life?" And so now I'm in the process of looking through their product catalog myself. And so anyway, we have Alex here to share a little bit about CustomCat. Alex, why don't you start and just tell us a little bit about yourself and anything you want to start off with about CustomCat.
All right. Well, thanks, Bree. Thanks for the intro, and thanks for having me on behalf of CustomCat. I'm the Director of Operations here, and CustomCat's been in business for roughly 3.5 years now. Our parent company, My Locker's been doing print on demand and physical product printing for the last 15 years. So we have a lot of experience in printing high quality products and shipping them direct to consumers. We're located in Detroit, Michigan, and we make everything here in house.
Sweet.
That's awesome. I've been, just as everybody knows, I've always been a proponent for CustomCat, and you always see in these groups people are saying, "Hey, who can I go to for this or that?" And I said, "CustomCat." Just go to CustomCat. It's so much easier. Mm-hmm. And I know one thing that I think is people often have a question of whether or not there's fees associated with it. And I wanted to see, if you could explain a little bit about your guys' fee structure and how it works.
Sure. Yeah. So CustomCat, we're a fulfillment house. So we actually make the products and drop ship them to your customers. We have a few different methods for integrating so that you can use CustomCat. Any of the major shopping cart platforms such as Shopify, WooCommerce, BigCommerce can all integrate directly into CustomCat, and we can fulfill your orders. There's a little bit of a different sort of a payment structure depending on what you use, but we'll take Shopify for example. For Shopify, you're collecting the retail from your customers' orders, and then you're paying CustomCat a fee for the price of the product with the decoration, and then simply for the shipping. So you're just billed once you sell a product, you have to pay CustomCat to make it, and it's pretty much that simple. In order to use the CustomCat with Shopify, there's actually a $30 per month subscription fee for our highest service level option. We do always want to get the highest service level, which is a $30 per month fee. But there's a light if you want to start off and you're not selling as many products and you're just getting into the game. So that's for Shopify. Each of the other shopping cart platforms has similar pricing model, but there's typically no subscription fee, and it's just the normal pricing that you get with Shopify. That makes sense.
Cool. So basically to get started, there's no monthly subscription, and they're going to be paying for the product and the shipping, obviously, after someone purchases it from them. Is that correct?
Correct. Unless you get, with Shopify, which is our most popular version, mm-hmm. Our premier pricing, in order to get the best pricing, you need to pay for the $30 subscription fee.
Got it.
Yeah, which is directly through Shopify. Is where you initiate the fee. But you can always get the free version as well.
Awesome. Thank you.
The free version is kind of new, I think, because when I first started out, I don't think you guys even had that, did you? Is that something?
Yeah, that's correct. So Yeah, when we started out, we actually started out and we weren't even integrating into Shopify. When we first started talking, Aaron, that was the setup. And, really quickly, after we built our print-on-demand platform, we realized that a lot of our sellers wanted to, own their own brand, and they wanted to work with shopping cart platforms. So Shopify was the first integration that we built. And, it was in our best interest in the very beginning. We wanted to limit the amount of users that we had on our platform so that we could scale accordingly. We didn't really understand, how fast it could grow. We went from really just doing our own fulfillment in-house for our own stores to opening up our print facility to, potentially hundreds or thousands of marketers. So what we did in the very beginning is we put on an early bird type of a purchase in order to have access to the CustomCat platform. And then, once we started to get interest, we kept the $30 subscription fee just to limit the amount of user base that we had, so we could make sure that we didn't have any issues with scaling. So it ended up being a good move for us, and we're able to scale appropriately. So looking back on it, it was a very good idea. But yeah, it's what ended up happening is we had a lot of really high volume marketers that came on board, and it was great. But the problem was we weren't really catering to, the stores that maybe they have some cool art, or they're just getting started, and they sell a couple things, and it's just, they couldn't justify the $30 per month. Right. And so what we decided is, okay, well, let's just make another version where, all the features, everything's exactly the same. The SKUs are the same. The products are the same. The only difference is it's free to install the app, so you can get a hang of how it works. But the cost of the products are $2 more expensive per product. So
I think it was really smart for you guys to grow that way, because it kind of eliminates a lot of the tire kickers, and which it can be a drain on resources sometimes. But it also kind of gives you an idea. You're attracting that upper tier of people who kind of already know what they're doing, and then that helps your business more. You know what I mean? Like, one big guy, I'm sure, is worth 200 little guys. So when you have that demand and you're kind of trying to figure stuff out, it's kind of good to grow in a more controlled manner. And I think that was a smart decision. I a lot of companies want to just bring everybody in, and it's, it can lead to a lot of headaches.
Sure. It's, sacrifices customer service a lot of times,
Which, by the way, your customer service team is awesome. I have, during Christmas, I had issues. Everybody has issues, but my biggest thing is I just want to hear back, right? If I don't care that it's messed up, tell me something that's realistic that I can relay to my customer, because living in that limbo land, it just sucks.
Yeah.
So kudos to you guys. Whoever's in charge of your customer service over there is doing a really, really good job.
Thank you. Yeah, no, we take a lot of pride in customer service. It's actually interesting. Like I mentioned, we've been doing printing for about 15 years, but for the first 10 years or so, we were doing all the printing for our own company, My Locker, which we, if you're not familiar, it's a place where you can order for your school or for your team, and we manage everything in house. We did all the customer service, we made all the products, and so we know firsthand what it's like to deal with customers and having to deal with chargebacks and disputes and how costly that can be on your company. So we understand, I guess, what it takes to run an e-com store, and so that's kind of how we address it. I think that we have a lot of good advice that we can give to our partners, and tell you how we like to handle it. But but yeah, so it's just an interesting perspective that we have.
Yeah, I like that, because you have both perspectives, and so there's an understanding when we're having an issue, we as brand owners. So that's cool that you can see it from
there's
Your
for
experience.
somebody who owns a store, there's normally no bigger fire than somebody going, "What's going on?" You know, when somebody's melting down and you don't have an answer for them, it just sucks. It's like, I don't know, and you're trying to message like, "Somebody please help me." So, you know, kudos to you guys. I mean, you guys have done a good job with it. One of the things that I like about you guys is that you guys have a lot of products. I mean, and I know you cannot list all the products. We don't have enough time today to do that.
Yeah.
But kind of give us an overview of maybe the different sections so people kind of know. I just think a lot of people don't really know what you guys actually offer or the scale that you guys offer.
Yeah, I'm glad you asked. You know, I'd say that that's probably one of our strongest suits. The way that we're built, we're completely automated, and you know, it's a completely paperless production system. So from the time an order is placed to you know, the time that we take that order and systematically it gets sent to our printers. There's nobody touching the order. There's no forms. There's no physical writing of orders. It all goes straight to our machines, and it's printed. It's all barcoded. Everything gets shipped. It's all very high tech.
It's
And
paperless.
It's paperless.
That's crazy. I always see somebody taking a sticker. I don't know why. It's just completely made up in my head. But, you know, I see somebody like, oh, here's the order. Now we got to make this, you know, and then it makes sense that it's paperless, though, because it's all digital. You know, it all has to go. This digital file has to be attached to this digital thing. It's crazy.
It is. I mean, that's truly like it's a huge strength that we have is that, you know, we're a contract printer. We're a print house, but a lot of print houses aren't very sophisticated on the tech side. Luckily, we're also front end side. You know, we build websites, so that experience has helped. You know, in building our production system. It's fully automated. The software it really just it drives the automation. It enables us to get products out fast. But what it also does is it creates a lot of uniformity in that we can take different decoration methods, different products, different shapes and sizes, and we can take a flat design from the internet and we can rip it and we can treat it and we can get it printed across different decoration methods that are really completely different systems. So yeah, we treat it pretty uniformly, which is cool. And like I'm saying, what it lets us do is it lets us add a lot of different SKUs. So I think currently we have about probably just north of 35,000 SKUs in our catalog.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
That includes colors of shirts though too, correct? Like so
that includes colors and sizes. Yes.
Yeah, like
so just products, we have about 500, give or take, somewhere around there.
That's awesome.
I'd like to break it down into 3 decoration methods just to keep it simple. They're all different. The machines are different per product, but to keep it simple, we do direct-to-garment printing, which I'm sure you guys are very, very familiar with if you work in print on demand. And we use AON printers, which are extremely high-resolution printers. They're giants. They're strictly for automation. Very large scale. They're bigger. They're a lot bigger than a car. Let's just say that. And we got a bunch of them, and they're they print in HD. So that we really like these printers, and they enable us to put out primarily apparel products, cotton-based T-shirts, cotton blends. We can print on some 100% polyesters, which is pretty rare with DTG printing. So, again, I know I'm jumping on a tangent a little bit here, but My Locker being a sports and school website, we specialize in a lot of like moisture wicking polyester type products. You'll see a lot of
that was a standout for me. Yeah, when I saw that, I'm like, no way. I'm in motorsports, and so like we want something that washes well and that was a dry fit. And so that's really cool that you offer that.
Yeah, cool. That's something a lot of people don't offer.
Yeah, a lot of the stores we deal with are very niche specific as well. So, they're not perfect for every single niche, but you do get, we get a lot of fishing, a lot of fishing niche stores or a lot of just sports niche, active sports niche that they find a lot of use with those types of products. So that's DTG. We also do embroidery, which is pretty rare for a print-on-demand company. Embroidery is complicated. You can submit any sort of a design file and we'll process it and we'll try to make it. But what'll happen is if it's something that doesn't follow our design guidelines and we can't actually get the embroidery digitized, we'll just reject the order and we'll have to refund it. Again, we're fully automated, so there isn't a submit and wait for approval. We won't actually try and digitize the file until an order is placed. So without getting too deep into it, there's a lot that you need to research when getting into embroidery. But once you get the hang of it, and once you know how to design for embroidery, it's one of those areas that's just really underserved right now. If you're if you're direct marketing on Facebook, you'll notice that there isn't as many people marketing embroidery products. There's a lot more marketing digital products. So it's definitely one of the growing decoration methods here. And I mean, we're seeing some really cool, unique embroidery type products coming out. Just to give you an idea, our best embroidery product sellers are, like fleece jackets. We do a lot of caps, a lot of different types of caps that you can embroider, which are cool.
3D? Are you guys ever going to hop into the 3D?
We're getting that question a lot. Right now, we're not doing it. It's really a 3D puff. It's not like it's not particularly hard to do. As far as the way that I understand it, it's a pretty simple, it's a pretty simple addition. So yeah, I mean, I think we fully anticipate doing it. I don't really have a timeline on when, but it's nowhere near out of the realm of possibilities. We'll say that.
Yeah, that's my wish list for you guys because I use somebody else for 3D stuff. But it's interesting you say that it's an underserved market. I think when I think embroidery, for whatever reason, I go to like an HVAC company. Somebody who needs to have something nice for their business, a small business owner who's like, okay, I want my people to look good, and I want to have, like, it just represents you a little bit better. Whether you put it on a polo, you guys do polos with embroidery. Don't you do you still have doctors? What do they call it when they wear
scrubs?
Yeah, like lab coat. Yeah, scrubs. Yep.
Do you guys do scrubs?
Yeah, we do.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we do with embroidery.
Dude, that's a huge
Embroidery's
market.
cool.
If anybody's listening, that's a great niche. I think we'll probably go into.
Yeah, it is. There's, like I said, there's definitely a smaller group of stores utilizing embroidery, but the ones that really are and are taking advantage of it are seeing some crazy profits. There's a way higher perceived value on embroidery, and the thing is it does. Once you get the designing down, you're never really going to have the error rate's really low. With digital printing, there is an error rate. There are some products that are going to be as consistent across every blend, across every color. With embroidery, you're going to get pretty much the same consistency across the board. So it's
like worth the effort. It really is.
My mind's racing right now. I'm thinking of like you could reach out to any doctor. You guys do you have the lab coats, right? Like a doctor, the white smock or whatever it is they wear.
We have at one point, we don't inventory all of our blanks here in house. We do use blank suppliers. So I know we for sure were at one point. I'd have to check the catalog. There's so many products at this point that if something's out of stock or discontinued, it could be gone. But we definitely have scrubs. I would assume we would either have some sort of a lab coat or the whatever you call the scrubs, the top of the scrubs too.
I know how to find out.
yeah. Google CustomCat catalog.
Yeah.
But I love that the fact that you just seem to have such a cool, eclectic product selection. Like really and truly things that people have asked us about that, I didn't know, of course, that you carried. So that's really cool.
Well,
Well,
I was saving the best for last. I'll tell you that. And I didn't tell you about the last decoration method. And to me, this has the biggest upside. It's our newest decoration method. It's dye sublimation. And dye sublimation, the thing with sublimation is that's like a catch-all phrase because there's so many different types of sublimation processes. It's really endless.
Would you call this like I've heard a lot of people call them all over prints. So
yes.
Okay.
Well, that's a form, but also like when you're printing on a mug, you're not fully printing on the handle of the mug or the inside of the mug. So it's not fully all over. Instead, you're using a wrap. But in essence, it's the same sciences behind it. You're taking, you're taking a design and you're transferring it to another product. So there's tons of different products that we're now serving for dye sublimation, probably around 100 SKUs at this point. And, just recently, some of my favorite products that we've added are canvas wall art is one. It's extremely high quality, ready to hang. We cut and frame our own canvas here in house, and it's something that I'm taking a lot of pride in now. And we've seen the sales just skyrocketing on these things.
Yeah, I think there's a huge opportunity for that in every niche because it really is hard to find home decor and wall art that resonates with, your particular niche. So it's
absolutely.
Great margins too.
I'm sorry, Aaron, what was that?
I said great margins too. There's a higher perceived value of it, so you can normally charge a little bit more on our side.
Absolutely. Yeah, there really is. There's a ton of margin to go around, and again, it's still an underserved market. We call it home goods. So anything you can have to decorate your home. Our focus in the beginning of CustomCat was really on the apparel side and on wearables, and there's still so much out there. You can still market T-shirts and you can still make money with T-shirts, but if you look into, the home decor and products that you can use to decorate your home, well, you might not be, one person might not be buying, 10 canvases a year like they might be doing for T-shirts, but they might buy a canvas for, $100 where they're buying a T-shirt for 20. So, the margins are a lot bigger on these things and they last. They're really high quality. So yeah, it's the ones that are really doing well for us right now are the canvas wall art, the posters, and we have all over print blankets.
That's cool.
Fleece blankets. They print edge to edge.
I've actually gotten them. The quality's pretty good. I like the quality of what you guys have.
Well, and beyond even the fact that there are better margins, you don't have to sell as many canvases to make what you have to make from a T-shirt. Like there are just so many different opportunities out there right now for home decor.
I told Bree, I said, I'm that guy who we go to a birthday party or something, and I'm in the bathroom and I see somebody's sign that they have in their bathroom. I'm like, I take a picture of it and I send it over, put it in the, okay. Just for inspiration, okay.
You're like, oh, you're the guy who buys that.
What's that?
You're like, oh, you're the guy who buys this.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, I know exactly who this is. And you have a beach-themed bathroom, so apparently beach theme is good. And, I've seen a lot of the faux where people will take a fake wood and put it on a canvas so that it looks like that has that crackled wood or peeling paint or whatever it is, and it just looks cool. And then you can put whatever the message is on top of it. So,
and that's what I was thinking about too. Is it just helps you to differentiate. And listen, we can all sell T-shirts, but a lot of people are selling T-shirts. Look at some other products that help you to stand out.
Absolutely, and I'm not sure how familiar you are with our app, Bree, but with our app, we do have a personalization feature where, you can offer user personalized text so they can put, a name or whatever really they want to put in. And so with these home goods products, that specifically is that's really a big seller for us. I don't want to give away any of our existing sellers' ideas. But I can tell you that
embroidery, anything that's like that,
Like I'm creating jersey type stuff.
God bless the home of the Smith. or the Joneses or
Yes.
whoever it is, you know, that kind of stuff I'm sure does
That's awesome.
pretty well. I didn't know if you guys still were doing the customization thing or not. For you guys to do that, it has to be through the Shopify app, if I remember correctly, correct?
You can do it through the Shopify app. You can also do it through the WooCommerce app. I believe that we have to update our app to for the new WooCommerce is constantly changing. That's one thing about WooCommerce. So the personalization app doesn't really play well with the newest WooCommerce version. So
Gotcha.
so yeah, there's some complications there. We do offer a manual order feature as well. We call it our orders by CSV feature.
Okay.
So what this is it's a way to order from CustomCat without actually having to use a shopping cart platform. So, you know, say you had orders from Amazon or you had orders from Etsy or from Shopify, wherever, and you need to get them fulfilled by CustomCat, but you don't want to put it through the app. You can use our orders by CSV feature to process the orders. And they're, without getting into too much detail, there are ways to process customized orders. As long as you have the customized art, a way to get the customized artwork on your end, you can submit the orders to CustomCat and have them fulfilled. So, yeah, there's ways to have it done.
Cool. And what would you say your guys' average turnaround time is? I know that it varies a little bit depending on which process, like if it's embroidery or DTG or sublimation, what's kind of a rough time frame people can expect for that?
Yeah, it really, really depends on the product, the decoration method, the time of the year, and it's crazy. Like right now, I'm seeing tons of orders getting fulfilled same day. Like you could order at, you could have an order at 6 a.m. and it's going to get shipped out at 5 p.m. same day.
Right.
And it really comes down to, is it one of our popular SKUs that we keep here, on our premises that we can pick and print and ship same day? If it's embroidery, for instance, if it's the first time you order an embroidered product, we have to go through a digitization process where we have to convert the file, which takes at least 24 hours. So,
okay.
Other products there's no way you can have it shipped the same day. But yeah, I'd say on average, we if you look at all of our orders, we have a statistic that shows that right now we're currently shipping stuff in 1.9 business days on average. So that doesn't include Saturdays and Sundays. But again, that's an average. If you're ordering, 30 different products, a DTG product, a dye sub product, all different designs on it, you're probably not going to get it in 2 days.
Right.
It could take 5 days because, there's just a bigger chance of a quality control issue where we have to reprint something. So, it varies, but that's where we really like to go back to the customer service side and really stress, hey, you could see your order shipping as fast as 2 days, but this is a custom made to order product that could potentially take longer.
But you know what? That is lightning fast shipping compared to a lot of other companies that can't provide that turnaround time. I mean, that's really fast.
It is.
People are griping with a 2 week print time right now with another supplier who I will not name, but yeah.
Oh, wow.
So 2 days versus 2 weeks.
Right.
Yeah, we love it.
You might as well drop ship from China if you're going to wait 2 weeks to ship something. I'm not big on the Chinese drop shipping model myself. I think it's a terrible customer experience. So I talk down to that a lot, I guess. I like custom stuff. I think it amazes me where the technology is right now that, I can essentially create my own brand. I don't like to wear other people's stuff. I don't want to wear Nike. I don't want to wear Adidas. Like, it's fine if it's on the tag, but I've never, ever enjoyed being a billboard for somebody. Or at least, I guess, for a major brand like that. So I think it's really cool. And I look out 5-10 years in the future, and I don't know why anybody would really, you have to establish that brand as identifying to a specific market, because I think as technology increases, everybody's going to have the ability to do print on demand. It's just going to get easier and easier and easier to do. So that's good for you guys, and it's also good for us because it's kind of Wild West right now. You can kind of stake a claim right now and be like, I'm going to create this brand in motocross, or I'm going to create this brand in for small businesses like embroidery. I can be the embroidery guy for doctors and ophthalmologists, or whoever it is, and say, this is what I do. I take your name, Dr. Smith, and I put it on your stuff. I put your logo on it. And this is, that's a service that we can provide to somebody. And I started doing print on demand. I was raising my daughter full time, and I had made all my money on the phone before that. I had always been on the phone talking to people, and I was like, I can't do that when I have a 3-month-old. And so I just think it's an incredible opportunity that print on demand exists. And I think the technology is going to get better and better and better and make it easier and easier and easier for people to do. So I just think it's an incredible opportunity. Also, you mentioned quality control. What is the quality control process that you guys have? Like, does every item get looked at, or is it like you pull a random thing? How does it work?
Yeah, quality control is really important. And, just like what you were saying, the technology is going to get better and better and better for print on demand. But one of the problems with print on demand, it always gets labeled is that the quality is not as good as if you're going to go to go to a big screen printer, or you're going to go to Nike and buy a product, right? Everyone says, well, it's not screen printed. DTG is not as good of a quality. Well, yes, that may be true. It's just different, right? And there is an element of error that occurs when you're doing things on demand. You're dealing with, thousands or hundreds of thousands or millions of unique design IDs, different designs that come in that might not be optimized for your printer. And you're basically taking that and you're printing it on across all of these different SKUs. So there's a ton of issues that can occur, right? I mean, if you've ever printed paper, what's that?
You're putting on different materials too. Some stuff is, like you were saying, cotton. Some stuff's polyester. It all behaves differently with that process. So
exactly, yeah, it is. It's a very unique process, and it's not easy. But the technology is getting better, and the quality is definitely getting better. Every new machine that comes out, there's a lot of competition out there, and the quality is getting better and better. But with that said, it is very important to make sure that you have your quality control under, that you have processes in place. So what we do, again, is we try to limit the amount of what we call touches. We don't want a lot of different, it sounds bad, but we don't want a lot of different human hands getting on all the different products, because the more you have somebody moving and touching the product, the more chance there is that an issue can occur. So we like to think that, our automated processes really limit the amount of human intervention and the possibility of something getting mixed up, or of one of the processes being, not aligned right, or something like that. But what happens after something's printed, it goes through multiple different QC checks. At the end of our print dryers, you have a barcode scan where you're going to be seeing a photo of the actual product, or rather a mock-up of what it's supposed to look like on screen versus what's actually printed. So, what happens is we're able to check it. It's really kind of just a quick, once over, you're looking at it, and there's very common issues that occur. You see the same patterns of what to look for. So what they do is they'll go and they'll pick out the bad one, they'll put it in a pile, and again, everything's barcoded. So then you get a quality control manager that actually looks at every single product against the mock-up, and then decides, is this passable or not? And then they're the one who's going to quality control cancel it. There's a few different checks later on in the system as well. As you follow the product through the production cycle, it does get to a shipping department where they have eyes on it, a few different scans, depending on if it gets consolidated with other products or not. But yeah, there are different times that a product can be stopped for bad quality. And honestly, it happens a lot. It's one of the biggest costs that we incur here as a print on demand company is burning products. So yeah, it happens very frequently. And
is there a human putting a thing on the printer, or is that automated too? Like if something's supposed to be centered on a shirt, do you have somebody there who actually centers the shirt, and they can kind of tell where it's going to go, or is that all automated?
Well, so basically, once the shirt is ready to be printed, because the thing is, we use Aon, which is a two-step pre-treat and print process. So there's actually a pre-treat station which pre-treats the shirt so that it gets ready for printing, so that the ink takes and puts out the best possible quality and vibrancy. So, but after that occurs, then the shirts are then in line for printing, and a person does actually physically take the shirt and put it onto the pallet. So that is one element. Like we say, that's one of the touches where something can get screwed up. If they for whatever reason take the shirt and they don't follow protocol and they somehow misalign it on the pallet, you're going to get something that prints a little off center. Or if they put it up a little too far on the pallet, it's going to print a little too far down. But as far as the positioning of the design on the shirt, that's all done systematically with our software. We're printing based on that pallet. So where you're putting the design on the shirt using our positioning tool, that's where it's going to print.
Gotcha.
Very, very close to it, at least.
Now, let's say somebody has bulk orders, like let's say somebody has a run of, I don't know, I've always heard at 20 shirts, it becomes more cost efficient to screen print than DTG. Is there any kind of a break for you guys? Like if you have a wholesale order, do you guys ever screen print, or are you completely 100% DTG? Or is there any kind of a price break if you have bulk orders like that?
That's a good question. We actually started off as a screen printing company. About 15 years ago, everything we did was screen print in large runs. And it's, it is more cost effective to screen print, but there's a lot of restrictions. So the only time that we'll actually screen print an order is, number one, if it comes in and it's over a specific quantity with that same exact design. And then that design has to be limited to a certain number of colors.
5 colors or less or something, yeah.
Yeah, so our system flags orders. I believe it's 50 units of the same design. So we'll flag it if it's at a certain point, and then we'll look at it and say, okay, yeah, this is something that we can screen. We won't. There's no automatic price break, so it would be, again, it's just something that our system does from an automation standpoint. We do have a whole side business model as well with My Locker. So typically, we've been doing screen printing for a long time. So typically people would be ordering through My Locker in order to do wholesale orders. You get better price breaks and whatnot while you're ordering in quantities. You have a screen setup fee and whatnot. So yes, if you are interested in doing screen printing and wholesale orders, again, the thing is, it's not print on demand. We're not drop shipping to your customers either if it's screen print. If it goes to screen, we're shipping it to one location. It's different. It's great. It can be, you can save some money doing it if you're trying to stock your retail location, but there's a lot of restrictions.
Okay, cool. Would love to see if you can. If we would love to, we're talking about maybe looking at the floor, which would be awesome. And then I always like to ask people to say, if you had to build a store around one product. Oh no, did I freeze or did he freeze?
I think
Hello?
Alex froze.
Am I here? He cut the
sorry,
freeze.
he's back.
Are you there?
You broke up. I couldn't hear you.
It might have been mine. I was gonna say, if you had to build a store around one product, you had to only choose one product right now in today's environment, what would you choose? Totally
Canvas.
Personal question. Canvas?
100% canvas. Yep.
There you go. That's for the people who stayed around long enough to watch and see that little nugget. I agree with you. I think it's a really, really strong market to be in right now, especially when you add the customization side to it.
Yes.
Very, very cool. Well, cool. I know. We'd love if you can show us. Can you walk us down to manufacturing? I know it might get a little loud, but.
And then
I can.
Not while live, right?
Not allowed. Oh,
no, we can do it, but we might have to edit out some IP type things if
Gotcha.
that's okay.
Why don't I go ahead and we'll end this, and then that way, or you know what I mean, the recording. I'll just turn the recording off.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Well, some of it you can use if you'd like to.
Can we edit out later, Bree, or are we?
Yeah, no, we'll just keep it going then. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'll just do at the end a little outro when we're
Great.
done.
Awesome.
Sure.
Well, bear with me because it's going to take me a minute to get down there.
No worries, man.
Some of the graffiti and stuff.
I really appreciate you taking the time because we've been talking for a couple years now, and it's always funny to hop on and talk to somebody in real life instead of just typing stuff through the computer.
I'm like checking out the background. I love all like the graffiti and.
Yeah, they're Detroit.
Oh, that's awesome.
Detroit.
Yeah, we're in Detroit, so we have like a somewhat famous graffiti artist that basically got a key to our building. He comes in and he just tags up the walls whenever he feels like it.
He can do whatever he wants.
Antonio Shades. Yeah, he's pretty cool. He was in a National Geographic article a while back. We were in it for like a short excerpt too about like the revival of Detroit. But he's dude.
Are you familiar with Rebel Nell there at all?
I'm not. It sounds kind of familiar.
Yeah, I used to be a competitive figure skater, and my close friend Amy Peterson moved out there and was working for Tigers, I think, in sports medicine, and then ended up creating Rebel Nell. And she takes the graffiti, and women create handcrafted jewelry there. She employs inner city.
Sounds really familiar.
Yeah.
Familiar.
So she takes pictures of it.
That name too, Amy Peterson, sounds very familiar.
She just married. Oh, he had Luke. The last name Luke. I don't know. She's really active in Detroit. I'm sure you've run across her. But Aaron, they actually remove the old graffiti from like underpasses and bridges and like the literal pieces of Detroit, and they make this beautiful jewelry. She even did a couple of Hollywood movies, like the jewelry that they wore to the premieres and all that.
Oh, really? That's
all
cool.
From Detroit.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna take you in. It might get a little bit noisy, so you might just have to listen to me talk a little bit.
That's fine.
I'll try and listen, but yeah, it's,
no, that's all right.
I
just think it's a cool opportunity. People never get to see kind of what the inside of something like this looks like. So.
Yeah, absolutely. This is just some of our good clients. This is our production VP Brian Whiteman.
How you doing?
Good.
I caught him by surprise on video.
No, he's like,
I'm in a good mood. I'm not a maniac right now, which is good.
Brian, you're on live with thousands of people. No, I'm just.
No,
it's just us.
Well, nice to meet you guys, or nice to see you guys.
You too. Keep up the good work.
Yeah, very good. Thanks for being with us.
No worries.
A little quick one.
Okay. All right. Great. Have a good tour around the plant.
Flash us. He's gonna flash the floor to us.
Take care.
All right.
I just want to talk to you about this back later, though.
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Sure. I actually want to ask you some questions too. When do you get a chance?
Okay. So yeah, I don't know if you guys can hear me well or not, but
yeah, okay.
I'm just gonna kind of give you like a quick little move around here. These are some of the dice sub machines that we have right here. They're basically rollers. They're calendar presses. So stuff like leggings and different types of dice of apparel, they get dried on the side of it. I'm not really sure if you can see it or not. They run through here.
Oh, cool.
This is huge.
Yeah, that's a huge. I think that yellow thing was a printer back there.
So, shoot. It's getting real noisy here, but here's some embroidery stuff going on here.
That's amazing.
Wow. Row after row after row.
That's amazing.
So I don't want to get too close because some of the stuff, I can't get any brand names or anything on there.
Right.
But yeah, so I'm just going to do a quick little detour over here into DTG.
Dude, look at how huge that place is.
I know.
That's crazy.
So those are some of our old dryers and cornets, but these here that I'm about to show you, these are AN printers, these big green ones right now. These aren't even being used. Looks like this some sort of break time or maintenance time. We do maintenance once an hour.
Oh, did we lose him? I think we lost his feed.
That was awesome.
Oh man. Well, no worries. Dude, that's cool. I think it's really cool of them to do it and to show us. So let me shoot him a message.
I like all that footage. We could use some of that footage, like just like speed it up, like little clips and videos, like print on demand.
Well, I was telling him the other day, I said, I think you guys could just take some video of your production facility and just show people. Like, that's stuff that nobody ever gets to see. I think it's cool content that they could use to push their brand. So
that was fun.
No worries. Cool. Well, there you go. CustomCat.
Okay. Here, I'll end it so we have something real quick.
All right.
Well, unfortunately, we lost Alex here at the last few seconds of our interview, but thank you so much to him and CustomCat. Make sure that you guys check out the Shopify app and seriously consider adding CustomCat as your production partner.
Awesome. We'll see you guys later. Have a good one.
Take care.
Bye.